everyone, welcome to my channel Crochet Rainbows and Butterflies. Today we're going to learn how to crochet this picot lace. Now before we get started, if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to never miss a crochet tutorial. Now for this tutorial I'm using crochet hook 3mm. You can use any crochet yarn, but for this I've used crochet 4-ply cotton yarn. So let's get started. We begin with a slip knot, and once you have your slip knot, we are going to start working the chain. Now for this tutorial you need to work multiples of 5. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now you continue working in multiples of 5 till you have the length of the chain that you want your project to be. After you complete working your chain, you need to put a stitch marker right into the last chain here, right here, the last stitch. You mark it with a stitch marker. And now you chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now you have your chain of 9 here. You hold on to the last stitch here. You chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And now you need to work a slip stitch into the chain that you held on to. You can also use a stitch marker here, or you can count back to the stitch 4. You don't need to count the stitch on your hook. You need the 4th stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right into the 4th stitch here, you work a slip stitch. Now you chain 2, and now you work 1 double crochet into the stitch that has the stitch marker. That's your first double crochet. Now once you complete your double crochet, you can remove the stitch marker. And now you need to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in this stitch you need to work the picot stitch. So you hold on to that stitch, chain 1, 2, and 3. And now you work a slip stitch right into the stitch that you held on to. Again, you can also count back 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's your slip stitch. Now you chain 2. Now we're going to join this to the chain by working a double crochet. Before that, you need to skip 4 stitches in your chain. So this is your double crochet stitch. So you skip 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right into the 5th stitch, you work a double crochet. Again, I'm counting this again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5th stitch. Right into that, I'll work a double crochet. Now after your double crochet, you need to repeat what we've done here. You need to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right into this stitch you need to work a picot. So for that you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You need to count back till your 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right into that you work a slip stitch. That will give you your picot stitch. Now you chain 2, 1 and 2. Now you need to join this to your chain. Before that you need to skip 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right into the 5th stitch you need to work 1 double crochet. We'll work this one more time and then you need to continue this for the rest of this row. So after your double crochet, you chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to work the picot stitch right into this. So you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You need to count back your stitches till you have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Work a slip stitch right into that. Chain 2, 1 and 2. And you need to join this to your chain and you need to work a double crochet to do that. But before that you need to skip 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the 5th stitch you work a double crochet. And this is your row, so you need to continue working this till you reach the end of this row. I've completed my row and now you need to turn your work. Now the second row that we are working, that will be the row that you will be repeating for the rest of this project. So once you turn your work, you need to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you hold on to this stitch. Now we're going to work a picot here. Now you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And you work a slip stitch right into the stitch that you held on to, or again you can count back 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Work a slip stitch right into that. You chain 2. And now you need to work a double crochet into the 2nd stitch after this picot. You have your picot here. You count 1 and 2. Right into that you work a double crochet. Now you chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You work your picot stitch right here. So you hold on to this stitch, chain 3. You work a picot stitch right into this stitch that you held on to, or again you can count back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Work a slip stitch right into that stitch. Now you chain 2. And again you need to work a double crochet into the 2nd stitch after the picot here. 1 and 2. Now again chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on to that stitch. We are working a picot stitch here. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Work a slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. chain 2, and now you're going to work a double crochet into the second stitch after this picot. 1 and 2. Double crochet right into that stitch. Now again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Work your picot stitch here. So you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 2, and you work a double crochet stitch into the second stitch after the picot stitch. 1 and 2, like this. And now you need to continue this pattern for the rest of this row. Now after you complete your row, we are going to continue working in the same manner that we started this row. So you need to turn your work and chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You start with chain 7 in each and every row. Now once you have your chain 7, you work your picot. For that you chain 3. You work a slip stitch in the 4th chain from your hook. You chain 2, and now you work a double crochet into the second stitch from your picot. So that's 1 and 2. Work a double crochet right into that. Now again, we're going to continue the row by chaining 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You work your picot. For that, chain 3. Work a slip stitch into the 4th chain from your hook. Chain 2. And now you work a double crochet into the second stitch from the picot. 1, 2. And this is the pattern you need to continue for the rest of this row, and you need to make all your rows with this same pattern, and you need to continue working this till you get the length of your project. Now I've completed working some rows. Now I'll show you how to work the last row. Now for the last row, after you finished working all your rows, you need to chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And now you need to work a double crochet into the second stitch from your picot. So that's 1, 2. Right into that you work a double crochet. And now you chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You work a double crochet into the second stitch from the picot. So that's 1, 2 right here. Again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. You work a double crochet into the second stitch from the picot stitch. 1 and 2. And you need to continue working this till you reach the end of this row. I've completed my row. I'm at the last stitch here, the last chain 4, and now I'm going to work the double crochet after the picot stitch in the second stitch here, 1 and 2. And now you need to chain 1 and cut your yarn. We've completed working the lace pattern. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and happy crocheting.